What's up, everybody? Your typical bull here, and today I'm going to show you how you can find plays like Revlon here from $1.30 to $9.89. So, 100% free tool, and I've used it for a long time. Literally can't live without it. It's amazing. It's awesome, and it helps me to find all kinds of fantastic setups like Revlon. This is one that popped up on a scanner that's free, totally free, that I made. And we've got BXMT here that also popped up on the scanner this day around here, and it ran pretty well. Sorrento popped up 2 days ago. NVTA popped up yesterday actually, and it followed through from fairly well. Wow, my service is not so good here. Anyway, it's a really good tool, and it will find amazing runners and things that have potential for just huge, absolute, monstrous profits. And it's not necessarily all low floats either. I have one set up for low floats and one set up for mid caps as well, and I'll show you both of them, and you can just kind of figure out what you're looking for here. Yeah, see, this one popped up yesterday, and then we had this run today from 230 to 260. This one popped up as well a couple of days ago here on this breakout. Volume for the actual day after the breakout is so large you can't even tell, but if you look at it on a 1 hour chart, you can see a little better kind of what happened here. See, this was the breakout day. You see huge volume coming over this breakout, and this popped up on this scanner on this day, and then the run we had after that was just phenomenal. Rigel popped up as well, and it was a really good trade. But basically going to be, this is a trade I actually am still in currently for, I scaled out about 75% of the position already, but as you can see, we showed up here at the very tip-top bottom and then waited a couple of days for the break over this resistance here before we got in. Blue showed up on the scanner as well. This was a perfect double bottom. It popped up here on this first day, and then a couple days later it popped up again as it was confirming the bottom here, and it ran from 350 all the way back up to 460. This one popped as well. These are recent plays as well, and this one showed up here on the 16th. And if we look at this on an hourly chart, there's several opportunities to trade this from these days. So what I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you the scanner that I use and the free tool that I use, and I'm going to show you kind of what I'm looking for when I am building a watch list from the scanner. Because just a disclaimer, just because something pops up on a scanner doesn't mean it's going to do what it's supposed to do. What it means is that it has the potential to do moves like this. Like here is a nice zone that we created off of this relative volume scanner, and then the next day in the pre-market, or even over the breakout of these highs from 380 to 550, that's a stellar trade. And then again today, even from 420 all the way back to 470. Nice little day trade there. And you don't have to day trade these necessarily. You can trade them for longer term picks off of like the hourly chart even. So like blue here ran for multiple days, and not blue, I'm sorry. Yeah, blue was a multiple day runner. And if you had been watching this off of this scanner, you could have played this for, held 2 days and made close to 100% on your investment for a very small risk. This trade at its very best would have had a risk of 330 down to 290. What's that? $40 per 100 shares, and an extremely large return off of that risk. So what I am talking about here is the old trusty dusty finviz.com, and I'm going to show you the criteria for the scanner. So from the home page, I'm not going to actually go back to the home page because I don't want to reload all this stuff. But from the home page, you just click up here on this tab on the screener, and the criteria for this is just going to be 4 simple things: market cap under 2 billion, relative volume over 1.5, current volume over 1 million, and if you have too many results with over 1 million, you can change this to over 2 million, and price under $10. You can also make this under $15, but I generally stick to under 10. Now, if you have too many results, you can also play with the relative volume over 2, maybe, or under over 1 if you have no results. Now, right off of the bat, I see 2 things on this list. See, Revlon's popping up on here again, but Revlon is pretty much done. This one started showing up way down here at $2, and I actually traded this, and today I got it at around $6, but today it's at $8.81. That is insane. That's a 300% gain. So what we're looking for, oh, and one more thing, when you first make this, it's going to be a technical chart. It's going to have a bunch of lines and weird stuff on it. I don't like that. Click on the candle chart, and then you're good to go. So this is from today. We have 4 pages of things today, and I like to sort this by volume. So if you click on overview, I'll show you how to sort it by volume. It'll pop up here where it'll load eventually. But yeah, see, I just double click this to make volume. The top volumes tickers show up first, right? And then you click on charts, and then that'll give you the page that I'm looking at now. So from this, what you want to do is get you like a notepad or something and just scroll through these charts, and we're going to look for tickers of interest. So right out of the gates, I can see off this little mini chart, Revlon is breaking over its, or Zella here is breaking over its most recent resistance. This is the first day of large volume. I don't necessarily like this because it's only 20 cents, but just for the sake of this video, we'll put it on the list to look at. This one is done. Box D at 226. This one looks pretty decent. So what I want to do is I'm going to take Zella off there. It's too cheap. I don't like it. So box D is currently at 226. So what I want to do right out of the gates is I'm going to click on this chart. I'm going to load it up. There's a couple of things I need to look at here. So our next kind of resistance level here is not until $7. If I scroll down, I can get all the information I need right here. What I want to see is the short float is 6.17%. That's pretty good. If shorts get scared out of this, this could make a nice move. Our shares float, right, is 51 million. So that's not terrible either. So we are definitely a low float ticker here. And average volume is 1.44 million. That's good. Current volume is over 1 million. That's fine. And then we want to scroll down here and look at these news and see if there's a catalyst for this. Independent director of Box, and they just picked up 36% more shares. So that's a very significant insider buy on this ticker. And this is definitely something that we want to look at. So it's going to stay on the list. Sorry for the radio there.
I see this other boat coming around the corner. Does he know that it's good to go?
Yeah, but it's a very significant catalyst. So that's something that we want to look at. Same thing here with detail. This could be another one we can look at. So let's put that on our list as well. I'm just going to do a few of these. So detail, huge volume coming in. Next resistance at 217. That's not bad, but scroll down here. Let's look at our short interest. 5%. That's not bad. And then we have announces in vivo gene editing collaboration. So that's a pretty good catalyst. So we have a good catalyst. We have a decent short float, and we are breaking over some resistance levels here. So we're going to put that one on our list as well. So I'm not even going to worry about it. We're just going to make a list of tickers here. The prices don't matter. We will filter all that before we ever make our list. There was another one right here that we're looking at, LLL. So let's go peep it out, see what's going on here. Same story. We are showing some huge volume coming in here. We are breaking out over these recent resistances, and it's already made a run to 230, but short float is kind of low for this one. But there is only 4.5 million shares outstanding. So they are doing a shares repurchase plan. So that's kind of good. That's a good catalyst. Company buybacks are generally a really good sign. So let's just put this one on the list as well. All right. I'm going to go through just a couple more of these. So this guy looks like it's already done. SRNE is probably pretty close to already done. But if you're noticing things like Revlon here, this chart looks exactly the same as this Box D chart almost, and looks exactly the same as this detail chart. So blue, it's another one. Kind of the same moves we're picking up here. IDEX, this one looks decent, 78 cents. I'm not even going to look at it. So we went through a page. We got 3 or 4 lists to look at here for our low flows. Now I'm going to show you the mid cap screener for this exact same kind of setup, right? So mid cap under 50. So this is kind of the same thing here. Relative volume over 1.5. Current volume for mid caps, I like over 2 million because mid caps generally trade with higher volume. And price, I've got it listed to under 50. You can modify this to as much as you want to. All we're looking for here is high relative volume and catalysts. The short float and the shares outstanding aren't going to matter so much for this one. But what you can find here is plays with significant volume coming in on lows. Like right here, BRFS, this is a mid-cap company, and it's currently trading off of a very significant support level, and it still has about 67 cents or so to go until its next resistance. So we would put that on the list, but we need to make sure we annotate that this is a mid cap. This one has a history of running as well, so that's one we definitely want to look at. And you're going to want to have 2 watch lists here. You don't want to have your low floats mixed in with your mid caps because you trade low floats differently than you trade mid caps. And there's only one page here, and so far, from the looks of things, the only other stock that is interesting to me on this page is CPG, but that's simply because it's trading at a demand level created through a breakout. So put that one on the list as well. And now we have a list of 5 tickers that we can put into our charting software. So what I'm going to do right out of the gate is I want to punch these in and chart them up. So first off, Box D. We already know that we've got phenomenal volume today coming in. It's huge volume. And just so we don't forget what's going on here, let's go back to FinViz. And honestly, I should have probably wrote this stuff on my little notepad, right? But I didn't. So let's go back to FinViz. Let's go to Boxed. And what we're going to do is we're going to write down, just make a little note on our chart that we have 6.17% short flow. And I'm just going to write 51 million shares float. And that the catalyst is an insider buy. So what I want to do is write 6.17 short float, 51 million free float, catalyst, insiders buy 36% more shares. Boom, that's all we need. Now that is on here, now I won't forget what's going on and why I was looking at this. So what I want to do now is I want to come through here and I want to mark out sort of some levels here that I'm interested in. Right here, this is a pretty good level. I would be interested in buying this because what I can do from this point is create a trade around 175, 178, with about a 20-cent stop loss ish and a fairly significant target. So if I have 20-cent stop here and a target at a potential of $5, that is a very, 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 very good risk to reward ratio for this stair. So what I want to do now is I want to add this to a watch list, and I'm going to create. I'm just going to put it on the low float watch list here. So I put this on my low float watch list. So now I have it charted. What I want to do also is just mark out the complete and total bottom here. So 127, we'll mark that as well. And then I want to look at an hourly chart and see kind of where the rest of my levels are. So this is what I'm doing here. So what I've got at this point here is a breakout over this 219 high, and so we've got some levels sort of around in here. There's some pretty strong bearish rejections around this 219-ish area. So if this level holds, you could even possibly create a trade from this level here. And your next resistance is at 311. So let's go ahead and mark that out. There's a little level here. And we have another one here. And then following that, if we break out above those, our next level is not until 550. So this gives us areas to watch on this chart: 316, 323, 367, and 557. So there's some large potential here if we can get in for the right price. So now what we would do intraday here is watch this. You can see what we're looking for is to get in at one of these good pivots where we can create a low risk, high potential reward trade. So that probably may not happen today. Might happen in the after hours, might happen in pre-market tomorrow. But now we're watching it. It's on the list. If it plays out, we've got everything planned out. We're ready to go. So up next, we have detail. Let's go peep at that one. Oops. This is another one we're looking at here. So this one, huge volume coming in here. So what do we have here going on? Right now we're printing an indecisions candle, but our extreme low here is 111. So extreme high here, 220, 221. Now zoom this down to an hourly chart. We're breaking over the most recent levels of resistance here. This already had a really good run here in the pre-market, up to 350. So where did that run start? Started right here off of this 142 low. And we already actually got a test of this level once, down to 137. And it's back to 154 now. If we look at this on a 5-minute chart, it'll probably be, a little clearer. Yeah, right here in the pre-market, it dipped almost directly down into, or right at the open, that 137 level. See here, this is where it started around 137, and it dipped right back down to about 137 there in the market. So this can create us another very low risk trade from this area if we happen to get to that point again. Let me go ahead and fix this, as I just screwed it all up. Axis, go back to linear. There, thanks. So now we have some important levels here on an hourly chart, and you can day trade these. You can swing trade them. Doesn't really matter. The importance is that you create low risk trades. So put this one on low float watch list. And then LLL was our final ticker. Now, this one already had a nice significant run today, being as how it just popped up today. So what we're looking for here, we have some pretty significant bag holders on this thing at around 275. This one's already pulling back very significantly. So from this level, we definitely want to mark out the high of that. Mark out the high of this. And then probably adjust these here as well. Mark out the lows here. So let's get a bigger picture here. What's going on? So this does have a history of running. If we can see in the past, it ran from $2 to $7. So this has a history of running. And now, what we're looking for is to see if actually we hold over this breakout. So if we start showing some bullish momentum off of these levels here, could possibly create a low risk trade with just a 20-30 cent stop here as well, with a very significant target as well. So this one is going on the watch list also. Okay, that does it for our low flow. Let's look at our mid caps now, BRFS and CPG. CPG is already on my watch list actually. Now, these are just basically same as your normal technical trades. Floats doesn't really matter. So the catalyst here is that they want an offshore contract. Now we are retesting this breakout area here. So I want to see if these levels hold and start showing some bullish movement off of them. So past that, this is already on the list, just watching it for now. And then after that, we had one more ticker that we were interested in, and that's BRFS. Now, here on a daily chart, we have the base here from a supply and demand perspective, picking up nice volume around this base. So what we have here now is actually a decent setup today, I think, really, but when you're swing trading these, when you're looking for swing trades, your risk is going to be a little larger. So what we have is 249 down to, actually it's not bad, 227 risk. So about a 30-cent risk for a $3.12 target. So 80 cents. So 30 cents for 80 cents. That's a good trade. Risk to rewards are good. And I may actually take this specific trade before the day's over with. But that's about all there is to these scanners here, really. And I hope this helps you guys start finding some huge runners on your own. And if you do find some, tell me about them in the comments. But as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if this channel has helped you to become a better trader. And I will see all of you typical bulls in the next one. Cheers.